In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the product mass edit module. If you want to adjust the product data and you want to update multiple products at the same time, you can use the mass edit module to do it. So for us to use the mass product edit module, we navigate to the store management section, select catalog, and then select products. So in the product page, for us to be able to update multiple products, so let's say we want to update all the products at the same time, we come here, we click on the mass edit button here, or we can click on the product mass edit button here. So any of this, if we click this or click this button, it will launch the mass edit module. So let's go ahead and click on this button. So you can see that the product mass edit module has about 5 sections. So we need to follow each of these sections before we can update the products. So the first step, we have to load the profile. So the edit profile, we can either load or create a new edit profile by clicking on the Save As button here. So let's say, for example, we want to create a new profile. Come here, we click on this. We add the name as, let's say, updates product price. All right. So once we add the name, we click on the Save button here. So you see that it has been saved and loaded as our default edit profile. So after we've done this, we proceed to the next section. Note that we can, if we have other existing profiles, we can load it by clicking on this load button and then selecting it. So, but for this example, we use this new profile that we just created. So we proceed to the second step called set filter. So we select it. So in the set filter section, we can define filter rules. So these filter rules will enable us to select specific products that we want to edit. So let's say, for example, we want to edit products in a specific category. We come here and click on the new rule button here. And then we define it. So we say, scroll down, we look for categories. To select this option, product is in all below categories option. And then let's say we choose the jeans category here. So after we have defined this filter, we come here and click on the Find Products button here. So clicking this will take us to the next section. So these are all the products that are within the jeans category. So now that we have selected all the products that are within the jeans category, right? So if we don't want to edit all these products, we can tick. Let's say we just want to edit, let's say we want to edit product 2 and product 4. So once we tick it, the next option would be to set the action. So we come here, we select the set action button here. So note that we had defined the profile name as update product price. So what this means is that what we want to do is we want to adjust the product price for these selected products. So here we are now going to define that action. So what we do here is we select price, right? Select the action event type. So we want to change the value, that's the price value. So we can say add. All right. So let's say we want to add $100 to the two products. So in addition to this, if we add $100, that means once we update this product, the price will be $5,100. The same thing, this will be $8,100. So let's go ahead and enter it here. We say 100. We leave this as it is. So after we have defined this action, note that we can add other actions if we want to maybe make other adjustments, but for this, we leave it. So once we define this action, the last section here will be to apply the action to the product. So we have the option to apply it to all the products in the filter, which we've selected here, or to only selected products. So since we want to apply it to only these two products, we choose selected products only. For this section, it says apply action. We can, if we have multiple actions that we have set here, we can choose the select action only. So if we want it to only apply to actions that we select, right, we choose this option. But if we want all the actions we have created to be applied to the product, we choose this option. But for this example, we select the selected actions option. So after we have defined the launch parameters, the next thing we have to do is we click on the launch actions button here. So clicking this button, we will then proceed to apply the modifications that we have set here to the selected products. So let's go ahead and click it. So now that we've clicked it, if you scroll up here, you see that the product edit has been processed and the products we have selected has been adjusted. So let's go ahead and open product 2 by clicking it here. So if we scroll down to the product price, you see that $100 was added to the product price. Let's select product 4. If we scroll down to the price section, you see that $100 was also added to the product price. So this is an example on how you can use the product mass edit tool to edit multiple products. So take note of this restore button. So if we want to reverse the edits that we just made, we can come here and click on the restore button. So clicking this button will remove the $100 we added to the product price of these products, right? So, but for this example, we leave it as it is. So if we come here as well, we can create a backup if we want to keep a backup of this. So here you can download this backup, and maybe if we want to use this backup to restore, maybe after we have made further adjustments, we can always come here, download this backup, and click on the restore button if we want to restore it in future. So this is an example on how you can use the product mass edit tool. So take note that, remember that we had created this profile. So if we close this page, and let's say we want to use that edit profile again to update any of the products, we click on the mass edit button here. So selecting step 1, we click on the load profile button. So you see that the profile that we created is here. So we select it, right? Update product price, and then we click on open profile button. Okay. So this has loaded the profile again. So take note that we can include a description if we want to write a description about this profile. So after we've loaded it, we now have the option to set the filter, set the action, and then launch the action by clicking the launch button here. So take note of this option settings. So if we want to adjust, let's say for example, we want to adjust let's say we do another edit here, add the, say we select jeans category again. So let's say we want to adjust the contents that shows here. So what we are seeing here is the name, model, and price. So if we want to add additional product data to show in this table, we can come to the settings section here. So under the settings section, we have various subsections. So under the product table, we can adjust this table to show additional data. Let's say we want to show the quantity. So we select this. So once we select and save, all right, after we've saved this, if we go back to the page, we load the profile, set the filter as, all right. And then if we show the products, you see that a new column has been added called quantity. So this is because we had adjusted the product table in the settings section to include the product quantity. We can add other columns if we want to do that. So to add other columns, we go back to the settings again. So here we select the data we want to show as a column in the table. Once we select it, we click on the add field and then it will be added to the product table. So we also have the option to set product fields. So this is a very sensitive section. If you don't know what you're doing, you can leave this as it is. So if we have any custom field that we want to include, you can come here and define it. So, but for this example, you leave it as it is because currently it will work with the default fields, all right? So in the profile section, this is where we can define how the profiles page will be displayed. So we can set the number of profiles we want to view in the profile page. We can also add HTML to the HTML code to the profile page. So this is an advanced section. If you can leave it as it is, as you don't necessarily need to change this section. So the cron job is also an advanced setting. So what this does is it allows us to define the cron key. So if we go to, let's say we go back to the to load profile. So if you open this and select a profile, you see that the profile has a cron link. So you can use crons to execute your edits, so periodically. So if you don't want to always come to the mass edit page to, let's say, adjust the product price or whatever you have set as the profile settings, you can use this cron to do that. So this will require having to use services like EasyCron, which you can set up this cron and then set the time you want it to execute daily or weekly. All right. So what this cron does is to execute this profile. So take note of the key. It says the key is this. So if we want to change this key, we can go back to settings. Under cron section, you see the key has been defined here. So we can change this key and set the cron user. So if you don't set a cron user that the system will use to execute the profile crons, note that the cron job feature will not work. So you must set a user and then save for it to work. All right. So these are basically the sections that you can use to adjust the general settings for the product mass edit module. So let's go back. So once you have adjusted your product and you have executed the launch action button, all the products you have selected will be updated based on the action you have defined here. All right, so in this video, I've shown you how to use the product mass edit module to adjust multiple products in your store. Thank you for watching.